welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's up, everybody? Game week 31. We're ready to go. I see our man Gnome in the chat, too. We're just going to shout out our guy Gnome. Gnome's usually our Friday night spotlight man. Battling a little cold, but we got him back next week. So shout out our guy Gnome. Joined by Ghost and TST. How are we doing, boys?
What's going on? Doing great. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, TST. How are we?
Doing well. Happy to join you on a Friday for once.
Yeah, excited to have you. So we got a lot of stuff to go over today. As always, let's start with the giveaway just so you know what's going on. Same rules apply, babies. Same rules apply. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat in honor of that chaos that he dropped this afternoon. So go ahead and do that. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat. We're guaranteed to give away. Also, bottom line says Air Canada is touching down. We love it. Guaranteed to give away a limited card today. But however, if we hit that sweet 200 mark, if we hit 200 live viewers, we will make it a rare and a limited. So we last week, or I believe on Monday, we got to like 187 or something. So we are inching closer and closer. But before we dive into some of the injury news, this probably ends up being a pointless exercise, but I'm still going to ask it every time. Any big picture takeaways of the weekend? Anything that kind of stood out to you guys as you were going over the slate? Anything that anything that stood out?
The Spurs and Rockets both injury plagued, tanking. I think there's going to be some really interesting stuff going on with those two rosters. I really like a lot of those guys and for plays this weekend even.
Yeah.
And good to see Halliburton back.
I know it is nice having Hallie. That is good. Although he is questionable now again, but it was nice.
He's going to play.
Did they just say that? All right. Awesome. TSC, what about you? Anything come out?
I think the Luka situation is probably one of the more interesting ones, and coupled with the fact that Dinwiddie's questionable, makes that really interesting. And I don't think we've had a game where Dinwiddie, Luka, and Christian Wood have all been out. So if we get that, there could be some big plays on Dallas there if that trifecta happens.
Yeah, that would we'll talk about that. Actually, let's start there. Let's start with Dallas as we get into the injury news, even though that game is tomorrow. So as you just outlined, right, they said Spencer is questionable. Luka's already been ruled out. He's not traveling with the team. Davis Bertans is ruled out and Christian Wood was ruled out. So with all of that information on Dallas, the thing that makes me nervous about that, and I forget who are they playing on Saturday? Sorry, I'll pull it up quickly here. But the only thing that makes me nervous, I believe they're on the road, is them just getting their teeth kicked in. And if that happens, even the guys like a Dorian Finney-Smith or who else? Dorian, I guess Josh Green would be safe, but let me just see. So they are playing the night game. They got Golden State at home in Golden State. So if this gets out of control, Josh Green, Jaden Hardy.
Frankie Smokes.
Huh?
Frankie Smokes.
Oh, we playing Frankie Nicolina. Is that what we're doing?
He got quite a bit of time. Part was because Josh Green was injured. But,
right.
You just assume that he'll get some of those minutes, I guess. But
yeah, it just feels terrible, though.
You never can feel confident playing him. And the fact that it's a day away, it's really, really rough, making that swing. And I'm not saying go buy him, but if you have him, you might want to take a look if you're low on options, because he's got a nice low cap.
I will say, though, I think the way that you need to approach Dallas, and then we'll go into the rest of the injury news, is just take a stand. Do you think Dinwiddie is playing or do you think Dinwiddie is sitting? And then that's how you have to decide. So if you think Dinwiddie is playing, then fire up your Tim Hardaway. They still might get blown out, but fire up your Tim Hardaways. You can fire up Dorian Finney-Smith. But if you think he's not playing, I would lean, like you were saying, Frankie Smokes, Jaden Hardy. Josh Green's probably fine because he's young. I could see them playing him.
That's what I was going to say. The young guys like Josh Green and Jaden Hardy are attractive there because they can both get more minutes if these guys are injured, or they'll get more minutes if it's a blowout. So
yeah,
I think Josh Green's probably the safest of the bunch, right? He's playing in pretty much every situation that happens with Luka out, and he's shown that he produces quite a bit when Luka's out, just getting that extra usage.
Yeah, I just want to clear up the chat. Jokic is not out. I believe he was listed as questionable, unless that broke a second ago. But Luka is out.
And he's got 2 games too, I think.
Yeah,
So
I would not worry about the Nuggets. So just in case you saw that in the chat. All right, let me take. You think Reggie Bullock gets a little boost? I mean, Reggie Bullock is only doing one thing, and that's hitting 3. So I don't know.
they running up and down the court.
Yeah, exercise. Also, if this is your first time here and you guys are starting to fire in questions, just a reminder, I'm not going to answer them yet. So what we're going to do is go over the injury news and then kind of target. We're going to talk about some of our targets of the lower end, medium end, and high end, and then we'll get to the Q&As. Don't worry. As I pull up some of the injury news too, just a reminder, a bunch more people showed up. Like this. Oh no, wrong thing. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat for a shot at the limited tier giveaway or a rare tier. If we need 102 more people here, which I feel like it's happening today. I'm also 13 away from 7,900. So we need to hit that 7,900 stuff. All right, let's get into it. So a couple of things for tonight that has already been answered for us. So Jeremy Grant has been ruled in. I know we're going to talk about some of those Blazers in a little bit. Trey Jones for the Spurs. We were talking about the Spurs. He's been ruled out. Cam Johnson's been ruled out. Jabari Smith Jr. is questionable, which has a lot to do with, Tari Eason's probably played himself into a meaningful role at this point anyways, but like his ceiling's so much higher. If he's out, Rudy Gobert's questionable, which, Naz Reid, Nathan Knight, those types of guys will pop a little bit more if he is ruled out. And then the big one, Joel Embiid is questionable. So listen, we know how this works with Joel Embiid. So if he's out, Montrezl Harrell is the first plug in for you. And then if you want to get weird, it's Paul Reed. But Montrezl Harrell will be the first one in.
You mean if you want to be disappointed?
Yeah, if you want to be disappointed. If you want to be very upset.
The hair stands up on your arms when you see that Joel is questionable because you got that Paul Reed coming.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to take a look and just scroll through their Twitter too, because I know we get a couple more updates that happen. Again, we're using Underdog. That's where we are over here. So Gary Payton II remains questionable. We've got confirmation Davion Mitchell. So De'Aaron Fox was ruled out yesterday. So Davion Mitchell is going to start for De'Aaron Fox. We can talk about him in a little bit. Patrick Williams is now questionable for tomorrow. Vucci Mane is probable. We get the Wizards starting lineup, which is Monty Morris, Bradley Beal, Kuz, Porzingis, and Gafford, who's back. Hallie, we already talked about. He's playing. Thank God Daniel Tice is playing. Aaron Gordon, Jokic are both listed as questionable. I imagine if Jamal Murray plays in that one game on Saturday, right? If they have 2, that he sits on Sunday or something like that. I guess it depends on the result on Saturday. We already talked about that. We already talked about the Mavs situation. Jalen Brunson is listed as questionable. And I think that's it for we already talked about Luka. And then I guess, listen, we have the Kyrie news. Kyrie requested a trade. He's not on an injury report or anything for this weekend. The only thing that's I think it's TJ Warren and Ben Simmons are both on the injury report. But the Kyrie thing is weird. I don't know. He could just play both games like business as usual. I don't think they find a trade in the next 48 hours. So I imagine he's good to go for this game week. But I don't know. You guys doing anything with the Nets? How does that do anything for you?
I saw Cam Thomas pumping a little bit on the potential that Kyrie would move and he'd get some more guard minutes. I think that's a little interesting. But I am kind of in the same camp as you. I just don't know if they'll be able to get a deal done for that blockbuster type move that quickly.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I just don't think it's for this game week.
Yeah.
The TJ Warren, the Ben Simmons, that is, and your Utahs and your Royce Neal and stuff like that. But the Kyrie stuff, there's a higher chance that he probably doesn't play one of these games, regardless, usually, he might just shut it down one game or something like that. But if they're close to a deal or anything like that, but there's no extra news on that. So making a play on that is real risky when, we only have so many lineups we can enter.
Right. All right, let's dive into some of the Momentum Labs projections, huh? And we can, while we do that, I don't know if you guys have any targets that you're looking at the lower end, at the medium range, and then the high end. I kind of liked when we did that on Monday. Maybe we can do that again and work through the projections. Then after that, we can get to some of the questions. I apologize for repeating myself again, but like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie. Also, you can find a bunch of information in the show notes. We have a Substack that's in there. You can find a link to Momentum Labs, where those are the projections we're going to use. You can find a link to just about everything on the internet in the show notes. So go ahead and take a look at that. But let's dive into projections. Ghost, why don't we start with you? Is it who on the lower end is sticking out to you?
So I'll go with my lowest one, which I think is pretty much everyone's lowest one, which is Deshaun Nix at 4. And I don't think any of us think that he's actually a good basketball player, but at 4 and potentially starting and getting a ton of minutes, he's coming off a pretty solid game. I think he had like 25 server points or something like that. So that's a freebie in the lineup to fit some really higher end players in.
Yeah, so he's got a cap of 4 and a projection of 22, according to the Momentum Labs. Well, we've talked about Knicks before, but I would say normally when he pops, he's got like a cap of 4 and a projection of 8. This is obviously a little bit different. I listen, I'm playing Knicks in almost every one of my lineups, and because I already had a couple, and I am ready for Max Payne because I've said
big Knicks guy, eh? Big Knicks guy. I already had a couple. You've just been waiting for this moment, eh?
Yeah, because for fucking rewards. I've said this multiple times. I am very out on Deshaun Nix as a player. I don't think he's very good, but like you were saying, Ghost, that cap of a 4 really unlocks some stuff. So I like that one quite a bit. What about you, TST?
I actually like Trendon Wofford a little more than Nix.
Yeah.
And probably a little less guaranteed minutes because obviously he's not going like he's not going to start. Grant's in. You got Eubanks filling in for Nurkic, but like that whole situation there, I'll take 2 games of him over Knicks when the cap's that close and the projections are pretty similar as well.
Yeah, I like both of those. I actually am playing both of those. I think this is the trade rumor stuff is wild. I imagine Toronto doesn't do anything until the very last day. I think they're trying to create a bidding war and do the most. However, if somehow Fred VanVleet, something happens, they like the talks heat up, because I do think there's a real shot that Fred gets moved this trade deadline. Malachi Flynn, who's already projecting like decent, would absolutely just shoot up the rankings. So that's a super big dart throw. There's like he could get a 0. So keep that in mind.
So wait, are you saying like the game after he's traded, or you mean like post trade as well?
He'll be a good well, it depends what they get back in return. If they all, but I don't know in any of the scenarios they get a guard back. There was something I was listening to something today. They were talking about Fred VanVleet to the Clippers, and it would be for like whatever picks they have, and then maybe like Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard or something like that, and maybe like Mann plays some point guard. But I don't think that's happening. And I think in most of these scenarios, I don't know if they're like trying to get a point guard, and I could just see them. I could see Malachi Flynn being like pretty good long term. But even like this game week, like I feel like he's been carving out a few more minutes lately. That's like a real gross play. But I think I'm gonna lean on Jaden Hardy and just be like, okay, well, what if Spencer's out? Even with Spencer Dinwiddie in, Hardy should get quite a few more minutes. So that kind of, I don't know, that sticks out to me. Ghost, anybody else in the lower range, or you want to move up?
Yeah, well, I have some lower ones, but I will also comment that it's nice as someone who's gotten a lot of like tier 4 and tier 5 rares that I've never been able to use. Like it's nice when like Knicks or someone like that suddenly becomes relevant, because it's just like these guys have been sitting in my club. I didn't really feel like it was worth selling. So nice to have some of that. Cam Thomas is another one who was randomly sitting in my club. So
I got a tier 4 rare reward for the underdog lineup over this past game week and got a Josh Christopher. But I thought it was Deshaun Nix when it was like I was like guard Rockets. I was like, holy, let's go. But it wasn't. But it's the same thing. I'm gonna flip him because of that. All right, yeah, hit me with another one. Who else are you looking at?
I'm going with 2 Spurs here. I'm going Malachi Branham, who's very popular this game week, only a 13 cap, and Keita Bates-Diop again at 12.
Yeah,
he's been absolutely just crushing it, and I can't believe he's still at 12. I thought he would go up.
Bates-Diop, baby. I know. I love Bates-Diop.
Yeah,
love him.
That's a great call. Bates-Diop is a great call. I think he was probably on all of our lists. So yeah. Do you have anybody else TST down? Like, I don't know, 15 and under you were looking at?
I mean, I already mentioned Frankie Smokes is a big dart throw. So I don't think we have to talk about him anymore. The next one would be, and it pains me to say this as someone who chose the other big man of the Knicks, but Hartenstein has been maybe winning all of Sims' minutes in the past couple. So he's only at like a 14 or 15. So I don't mind him there.
I'm coming
I mean,
over here just because, as you say, Hartenstein, I think on air, I am going to find a replacement for this 15 right now.
Jericho's been on that Dwight Powell cardio club there.
Oh, God, I hate it so much.
That's a perfect comp. You know what? He hit that 15 cap where Dwight Powell like really likes to live, and then he like started playing like him in the stat categories.
It's bad. It's bad. All right, I like that. Let me see if I was missing. I think Suggs, who is still like an interesting play. We talked about him the last game week too. A couple more news things that happened. So Eubanks is getting the start for Nurk. LeBron is questionable now for tomorrow, and AD is probable. I'm not worried about I'm not worried about LeBron. Like if he sits, whatever, I take the L. But he's been questionable almost every game. Who are they playing tomorrow?
Yeah, like is he gonna sit so that he breaks it on a certain game though eventually?
But they've moved like all of the games to national TV, so I don't know.
Is it more that he'll want to do it at home? Is my like questioning? Like
maybe. All right, let's do this. We'll do this really quickly.
He's at New Orleans on Saturday.
Yeah, at New Orleans on Saturday, and then I thought it was OKC after that, right? So Saturday, Lakers at New Orleans. Sunday, nope, it is then again on Tuesday. Okay, OKC's at LA. So that is at home, and then their next game would be Milwaukee on TNT. So both games are on TNT.
And Milwaukee's at home as well. So that I don't see why he would sit for that reason, but I figured that he'll try to do it at home, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, no matter, but that's, I guess he could sit it. He needs, what is it? How many points is it? Is it like?
They were definitely projecting him to have it broken versus OKC. The last I heard.
Isn't it like 80 something though? Maybe
89.
Yeah,
89, something like that. All right, Ghost, you gotta relax, dude. It won't matter. Luka's gonna break it anyway. He's like, all right, dude, he's fucking 23, man. We got a long way to go. All right, let's go back to over here just with the LeBron James news. I wanted to see if there was anybody else. Jericho Sims still popping.
One more low cap that you called out in the beginning, Davion Mitchell.
Yeah. Let's actually. I wasn't sharing screen.
I've been waiting for his name to be brought up.
All right, go ahead. Talk your shit.
So in the games that De'Aaron Fox has sat, Davion Mitchell's usage has actually gone down.
Yeah, who is it? Is it Sabonis that picks up most of it and then Terrence Davis off the bench?
So you'd think that Sabonis barely goes up. Barnes goes up a bit. Herter goes up a bit. And Malik Monk goes up the most.
What's Monk's cap right now?
Like 20, I think. Malik Monk was in when we were going to get there. That's who I was going to bring up.
Yeah, I mean, I like Malik Monk and Herter quite a bit. I'm fine if you play Davion Mitchell. I think if that's your guy, go for it. Well, Jeb said he's for sure going to sit against OKC. So that means, Jeb, you think he's playing this weekend, and that's what you're saying. But I wouldn't go out of my way to play Davion. Like if that's your guy, if you got him in, I would go ahead. But I don't know, Ghost, are you jacked up about Davion?
I'm not, but I don't think everyone just has every player at their disposal. So like if you've got like that guy at a 14 or a 12 cap, like in your lineup, like that's going to open up a lot of value for you. So I figure if you have him, be playing him.
Yeah, this is a look at it if he's in your gallery, but don't go buy him, maybe.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I have anybody else in that range that we were looking at that stood out to me. I actually find this to be pretty tough. This 15 to 20 range. I know Neesmith is popping. I guess because Hallie's back, maybe they have a better facilitator, so he's getting more open looks or more open cuts than he was before. But
or is that because he's questionable?
Maybe it's because he's questionable. I mean, he had a really good game when Hallie came back on, was that last night or 2 nights ago? But I don't know about you guys. I don't really love anybody up here. Like Rui, Marcus, I guess if LeBron sits, Rui becomes a little bit more interesting. I think Chris Middleton, it's probably time to start thinking about playing him. Mark Williams for the Hornets, they have 2 games, so that's kind of enticing. I don't know. What are you guys thinking?
If Chris Middleton had 2 games, so like I'm sure he has 2 next game week, that'd be like what I'd be looking at. Scrolled by him, but Josh Green, we mentioned him earlier. I think he's at like 17 or something.
Yeah, we can pull up Josh Green.
So
he's got the cap of 17, projection at 20.
He's obviously someone in that range, but again, that range I didn't love either.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Ghost?
I agree with the Josh Green call there as probably one of the best plays over there, but I'm driving the Mark Williams bandwagon, and we're just waiting for the trades or for them to finally smart up and realize that they need to play their young players. But he's just a monster in per minute like fantasy points. So I actually grabbed a rare of his today because I just didn't want to be underexposed to him going forward.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that as well. All right, let's see what mid-range guys. Who are we looking at? So like 20 and above. Who's sticking out for you guys? TST, do you have anybody lined up?
So I mentioned him earlier, but Malik Monk there.
Yeah, Monk.
He's at 20, and I don't know that the projections are really showing him going crazy, but that with De'Aaron Fox not starting, I just think he's a higher ceiling type player too, like kind of streaky and stuff like that. So if he gets to chuck a bunch up and starts heating up, then we could see him getting a nice score for us.
Yeah. Borland, that's a good question too. Let's save that though for the end. So I'm going to star that and come back to that, Borland. What about you, Ghost? Anybody in that mid-range? Who we digging?
We mentioned him earlier. Tari Eason, though, I love. He's still only at a 23, I believe. He's got 30 plus sower points in 4 of his last 5, and he's coming off a 50-point outing. So 23 feels really cheap there, especially with all the guys they have out.
Yeah, I would imagine this projection, because it's not spiking as much as it's assuming that Jabari's back for one of these 2 games. And so we learned this after the Lakers thing. So what the projections do is it's an average of what the game week will look like. Not necessarily, it doesn't really project ceiling. So that, I think that's why it looks a little bit lower. Because I agree. I think Tari Eason is a great play. He's also been playing really well. Denny Avdia, too, has become like the first guy off the bench for the Wizards and has been playing really, really well.
That was going to be my next guy.
Yeah, I like him quite a bit. That was somebody that was sticking out to me in that range. And then after that, I don't know. Again, I find this week to be pretty hard. So anybody else in this mid-range? Brandon Clark I'm playing, so I'll tout him. But anybody else in this range that you're excited about before we move to our top tier dudes?
Not a ton.
Yeah, it's tough, right? TST, anybody else, or should we move to?
No, it was just Denny that I was going to bring up after that. I talked about him in my video this week. And,
shout out Denny. All right, let's get. What's our favorite high end play? You just give me your top tier guy. I think one thing to point out this weekend is there's a lot of guys only playing 1 game, and even the guys with 2 seem to be questionable for one of them, and that's Embiid and Jokic. So what are you guys doing with your superstars up top? What about you, Ghost?
So I picked Dame as my MVP in our chat earlier. And I feel like Dame goes through these stretches for like 10 straight games where he just rattles off like 50 point after 50 point after 50 point. And I feel like we're kind of in the midst of one of those right now. So I'm grabbing on that with 2 games.
Dame is on fire. Also, Hamey in the chat saying, Mike, you got me on Mark Williams like the second week of the season. Well, it hasn't paid off yet, but when it does, actually, he was fine this game week. All right, Botavine says, I find this week will be very easy. I see all the fish. Okay, Botavine, you should chill out. No, what do you got? I mean, Noam. God, I saw Noam in the chat, and he said Denny. TST, what do you got?
I was going to go Jokic. The questionable has me a little worried, but then when I looked back, it was like pretty much everyone else was kind of in that same situation. So give me Jokic still. Just chugging along, averaging a triple-double. No one's really talking about it.
I like that. I'm going, so this isn't really an MVP play, but this is like actually, this is my 3rd guy in my limited champion lineup. Sabonis with a cap of 41.
That's what I was going to bring up too.
Yeah. Sabonis's cap of 41 is pretty nuts. I'm just going to scroll over here to my limited champ, which has right now LeBron, Josh, Sabonis, Precious, and does your Knicks. So I'm like, this isn't going to win. I'm sure LeBron will sit. Something will happen that will ruin this, but on paper, this lineup is ridiculous. The fact that Sabonis with a cap of 41 can be your 3rd guy in. So I'm really excited about that situation that he's in. I do like Van Fleet too. I think that's an interesting call. My only concern is that if some weird trade stuff happens and they're like, no, you're bench. Sabonis or Siakam? Let's do that one, and then I'll transition into our questions. Where is Siakam at right now? I feel like is his cap come down in the low? Yeah, he's down to 41. They do have 2 games. I don't know.
You got to go Sabonis with Fox out though.
I think so too, right? It's like almost a guaranteed triple-double. He might not get 50 points, but real life scoring points, but I feel like he's guaranteed almost a triple-double in this situation. All right, we're gonna move into some Q&As. But as I tee this up for you guys. Just a reminder, too, we're up to 138. We are, what is that, 62 away. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat for a shot of a giveaway. As always, guaranteed limited tier card. If we hit the 200 mark, 200 live viewers, it's going to be a rare tier. Speaking of rare tier, all right, guys, you got to help me out here. So I'm going to, right, these are just all my leftovers, right? Capella, Tillman, whatever. Okay, we've got, I got Sims in here. I really don't want to play Sims. I'll show in my other lineups. But I like, assuming Dinwiddie plays, right? We like Dinwiddie, Eubanks, Bates, Shop, Clark, right? That's fire.
Yeah, Clark hasn't been super reliable lately. I like all three of the others.
Yeah, that's true. TSC, what about you? Any red flags?
It wasn't not a red flag, but just like when we're looking to replace here and we're working with a 15, like there's maybe an argument of switching Dinwiddie for Capella to give you a little more cap if you need it because of that uncertainty with just the fact that Capella has 2 games. He's been playing pretty well.
So if
it just depends what it gets you. It depends what it gets you.
Assuming I'm just going to buy this. So if we switch from Capella, I could like Burks. So it'd basically be Capella and Burks, Beasley, Herb Jones. I'm not playing Dylan Brooks just in case he gets suspended. Isaiah Joe, somebody in that range, right? I'll look at 20 just in case. Quentin Grimes, Eubanks I already have in the lineup. Or if we go back to the 15 range we keep Dinwiddie and you would go Dinwiddie and either Jericho Sims. Maybe I just leave it and ride with Sims. Or like Santi Aldama, who I like sneaky kind of like if they do rule out Dylan Brooks. Or Hartenstein, which I'm not going to do. Jalen Suggs, Malachi Branham. That was the other one I was thinking about. Would you just take Branham straight up over that?
Over Sims?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, Spurs longer term, like it's not a bad.
And I like Branham. All right, let's see how much damage this would be, though.
What's the price?
We're probably gonna do it though. All right, let's. We're gonna enter into the question and answer time. Let people in the chat let me know too. Would you rather go Jericho Sims, Branham, or some other combo with Capella? I don't think the Capella. What's gonna tilt me is I'm gonna buy the Branham, and then the second I hit purchase, it's gonna be like Spencer Dinwiddie ruled out for Saturday. All right, how many entrants are into this thing are we? We are let's see. We are 113 entrants, 149 watching. Come on. Let's go. Get it in. You said Sims and Branham. You're trying to play both of them there? Sims, since you have them. Spurs stack. Sims. Why are people writing Sims and Branham? What are you guys doing? Dinwiddie?
They want
Sims?
Dinwiddie out, and they want Branham and Sims. Leave the cap on the table, baby.
Yeah, I think we're still riding with Dinwiddie though. We're taking the chant there. Eubanks or Herbert Jones? It's going to be Eubanks, right? Is anybody taking Herb Jones here?
Nope.
No.
No.
I mean, yeah. Go with Xavier Tillman. I can't. But then I have to get somebody else. That's no. All right. What do we got? What are we saying to Giannis, Embiid, Sabonis, Hardy, and Job? Yeah, I mean that's great, man. That's great. These are my favorite questions. They're like, hey, what do you think about this awesome lineup?
people just like words of affirmation, man. It's like the little T that you get the nice notes on.
That's true.
What do you think about these 3 MVP caliber players and the 2 that are projecting best out of
the best? Kevin's saying this is a fun one because we talked about both these guys, Malik Monk or Tari Eason. Which way are you leaning? Which way, TST, you go first. Which way are you leaning?
Are they? Sacramento has 2 games.
Let's see. I'll pull up Monk here. Sacramento has 2 games. I imagine Fox is out for both of them. I don't know if that's true. Okay, I can't look up Eason because that's in the word season. He's got Eason's got a cap of 23, projection 22. Yeah, both guys have 2 games, so tricky.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go Malik Monk, but I don't love it. That's tough. That's tough.
All right, what about you?
I'll take the other side. I'll take Eason there for sure.
I'm playing Eason, by the way. So like that's how like tough it is for me.
George says he needs a replacement and rare contender for Sohan, L10 of 25. Well, that's kind of what I was talking about there. Where Brandon Clark projects the best there, they only have one game, so it's a little bit dangerous. You get John Collins in that range. You get Emmanuel quickly. And then in the 24 range, Markelle Fultz. I don't know. What at 25 and under, what are you guys looking at?
Got Dorian Finney-Smith right there at 24, who might be attractive with Luka out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like Fultz.
Fultz, yeah. Fultz has been sneaky pretty good. Borland, Kyle Anderson, or LeBron James. All right, get out of here. All right, let me catch up. Man, Nas, or Beasley? I mean, if Rudy's out, Nas is the guy, right?
I love Nas. I'm hoping that he gets traded somewhere where he could just like absolutely demolish everyone because he's so good.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, Jeb is right. I did my underdog outscored my contender.
I was going to mention that to you because I had the same exact problem. I think my underdog was my best lineup by far this week, which is just embarrassing.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. All right, add Jaden McDaniels to the comparison for Eason, please. What is Jaden McDaniels projecting here? I imagine I'm still going with Eason here.
I hate the McDaniels twins.
That's pretty close, though. Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty good projection here. Cap of 23, projection 26. He's projecting better than Eason, but the Eason ceiling is though. You know what? The Eason numbers are a little skewed, though. I don't know if you guys saw this. So he like checked into the game. He missed a shot, and then he got like 6 straight rebounds off the shot on like tipping shots, and then finally got a bucket. So I mean,
he did it multiple times.
Yeah, so
it wasn't just once. It was like he did it, and then like 2 minutes later in the game, it's like, oh, offensive rebound, tip miss. Yeah. Offensive rebound, tip miss.
It was pretty crazy. How's McConnell projecting here? We've got McConnell has a cap of 33 and a projection of 18. Yeah, TJ McConnell, you can't play right now because Halliburton is back. However, if Halliburton somehow gets ruled out, McConnell becomes a fine play.
Not at 33.
It's high. That is a high cap.
That's a high cap. But in a couple of weeks.
You saying Branham over Naz Reid? Well, so what's Branham's projection?
What's his cap?
13. Is it Branham like straight up projecting better than Sims? He is. They have the same projection. God damn. Who is the other guy we're looking up?
Naz Reid.
Nas isn't projecting as well, but that's because Rudy's projected in these projections. So I mean, it's gonna be Nas, guys. It's gonna be Nas. All right, hold on. Let me pull
those up. Are pretty big different caps though, too. So
yeah. It depends what your other option is, right? To pull somebody else in. Like if you have something that makes a ton of sense, I don't know, go for it. All right, let me find another question here and then go purchase something. Would you pick Dwight Powell even if it was one game? Brother, I would have picked Dwight Powell if he was the last basketball player on the earth. I hate Dwight Powell so much. Dwight Powell, for underdog pick'ems, I had him in like five different fucking ways to get Dwight Powell, and he was the last piece that I needed. And he sat on 7 points in his own 2 nights in a row. This happened to me, by the way. Torrey Craig did it the night before, where they were sat at 7 and the over/under was on 7.5. Just killed me, killed my heart.
And what's the promo code if I also want Dwight Powell?
Sign up for underdog
to give me nightmares.
Promo code hold until fucking Powell somebody else listed another Branham. Maybe I'm just gonna keep waiting. All right, Van Fleet or Curry? What world are we in? This is a good question, by the way. I'm not dunking on this question. I just can't believe we're asking this. TST, you are a Raptor head, but you're also like disappointed in your brothers. How are we feeling?
I don't know. Like, I feel like their cap, like the whole Raptor situation is that all their caps are like somehow high, but like, they don't ever like, I don't know. It's like every single one of them. It's like, if they had a cap 5 lower, then I'd start looking at them, but I just, I haven't found too much. Like one thing, like, I know it's not who we're talking about, but Gary Trent Jr. somehow his caps in the mid 30s always. And I'm just like, his so like ceiling to me is like 40. And like, yeah, he might have like a 50 game or something on the record, but it's just not something that I see happening often.
Yeah, he also might get traded too. It's weird.
Man, I hope.
Like, all right. So there was something else I was going to pull up here. I'm not going to pull this up completely. Just said Scotty or Brunson, just so you know, Jalen Brunson is questionable now for tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Jeb was asking about Bones or Bates shop. So Bones, what's his cap? Bones cap 17. They're being weird with Bones right now, guys. They're not playing Bones a ton. Has anybody taken the Bones side of this?
Nope. Pop, block, and drop it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Nice.
Was that in your article? Did you write that?
I didn't. Just came to me.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
that's awesome. Now I can't take bones after that.
No.
Did you see that Jamal Murray was apparently kind of subtweeting today some bone stuff?
Well,
I saw.
there was also the report saying that he's like getting traded. It's not a matter of if, it's like to who.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a done deal, which is so stupid by them to post all that. Don't ruin the value, you know?
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's a bad report to come out. So
Yeah,
that might be coming from another team.
Top Shot Common Man says Mavs will definitely be playing small ball, so he likes DFS. Well, Common Man, let me know, is Dinwiddie playing? Sean says Porzingis or Chris Paul. So I think Porzingis is projecting pretty well. So he's got his cap's come down to 38 with a projection of 40, but that could moon in my opinion, because he racks up stocks sometimes. CP3 is a cap at 39, projection of 37. Ghost, what say you? Where do you lean on that one?
I'm definitely leaning Porzingis there.
Yeah. What about you, TST?
Give me the zinger.
The Zanger. All right, let me catch up here on the chat. I know I'm so far behind. Rico, the Bijan Hunter, says beginner of So Rare. In my first week, I won a tier 1 player, Gut Mitchell. Not mad at all. That's sick, dude. That's awesome. Congrats, man. What we saying? Durant and Stewart versus the Hornets. Well, listen, Barclays member remembers. We hate them. The Charlotte Bigs. They don't defend. Duran's not really projecting super well. Is Stewart good to go? Neither of them are projecting well. I feel like I would take Duran if I had to pick one of these two, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's do a reminder here. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat. We're at 128, baby. Let's get this up. And there's 153 watching, 47 away from giving away a rare. Maybe it'll be the Malachi Branham I just bought for $86. Who knows? Who knows? Which, by the way, we're going to fix my lineup right now so that I don't forget to do it. Let's get Branham, baby. Wait, we're leaving 8 on the table here, though?
No, because you have Capella in still.
Oh, my God. Kill me.
I just saw this in the chat, too, but your Eubanks just got a little bit better because Gary Payton was just ruled out officially.
Oh, that's good for Watford, too, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right, so this is a squad. Oh, could I upgrade to 27? Could I spend more? No. Let's ride with this squad. We'll ride with this one. All right, we're good here. Let's go back to the questions. I already said, remember to do that. Did we get any new subs today? How are we doing? Let's do a little quick refresh. Oh, we're 5 away from 7,900. Let's get there. All right, what else? Need an L10, says Red Devil. L10 of 9 player to add this lineup. I got Capella, Pirtle, Morris, Io. Wait, how is that? I guess Capella's expensive. Oh, not expensive. I mean a high cap. What's Pirtle's?
Well,
Okay.
So contender?
Yeah, this is got to be contender. All right, so 9. Who did we shut out in the 9 range? It's the Knicks.
Cam Thomas at 8.
Yeah, Cam Thomas is fun. Ish Wainwright, I forget who's. Cam Johnson is sitting. So you have that. Yeah, one of those two guys probably. Will Hallie hit enough minutes tonight to go over expected? So we don't know if Hallie's. Oh no, he is available, right?
They said he's playing tonight.
Yeah, then I would imagine he's good to go. Then I'd play
he
it.
Played
like
35 minutes yesterday, so I don't think he's really on a restriction at all.
Yeah, and if he was, they just wouldn't be playing. All right, yeah, this is good, Jeb. But you had said revenge game earlier, and I didn't know what you were talking about, but you're right. This is a revenge that he didn't get named an All-Star. Siakam could go off. I like that.
Well, you called the Embiid revenge game last time. Do you think that James Harden will have a revenge game now that he is not on the All-Star snub?
Oh, there we go. I like that. I remember Rudy did that one year. No, who was it? Was it Rudy? Someone didn't make it and went ham like the game. Maybe it was Andre Drummond, actually. This was a while ago. All right, Watford or Sharp? There we go. Now we're getting into it. Watford, I think it's going to be Watford. He's got a cap of 5 and projection of 17.9. And then Sharp has a cap of 12 and a projection of 12. So, I mean, I know there's a big cap difference. What are you guys doing there?
Sharp is the equivalent of Powell, except his cap is usually just a little lower.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. What about you, Ghost?
And you know what? Both Canadians.
Yeah.
Both Canadian.
I agree. I think Watford has more upside, and you're getting a little bit lower cap there.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, we're all on Watford. Daniel's saying he just got over here from So Rare Football. Well, listen, Daniel, I just got into So Rare Football. I bought my man Lewis Dunk of Brighton so I could get into that semi-pro. So we're cooking over there. All right, let's see what else we got. Herder and Caleb Martin or Capella and McDermott. Dougie McBuckets. TST, where do you land on this one?
I think I'm going to go Herder and Caleb Martin.
Herder and Caleb or Capella and McDermott. What are you doing, Ghost?
I'm going the second one, McDermott and Capella.
And Capella. Yeah, you're all over the Spurs. That's right. I think I would go Kevin Herder just because that's the one I like the most out of all four of those, I think. All right. I like Josh Christopher too. Yeah, does anybody have any thoughts on Josh Christopher for the Rockets with both our friends Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. out?
I guess I'd kind of want a little more info on because who's questionable? Someone else is maybe not playing too, right?
Jabari Smith is questionable. Yeah.
I feel like he opens up some more for him as well. So if he's out, maybe he's a little more interesting.
Okay.
Me.
Christopher I'm a little more scared about him. I think he only got 9 minutes in the last game where someone like Knicks has been playing 30. So I feel like the other guys are a lot safer.
Yeah, I think so too. Somebody we haven't really talked about that's been crushing for the Rockets the last few games too is Eric Gordon. I mean, I don't he's just been going off, so something to look at. Sport for Lucas says, is Wiseman in? So Wiseman was a decent play this week. Also, everybody was like, Wiseman's not going to play. Wiseman's not going to play. And then Wiseman put up 17 so rare points last night. So everybody can suck it. But no, Wiseman shouldn't be playing this weekend. I think until the trade deadline happens, Wiseman's only good if they are on a back-to-back, and then you hope they sit everybody. But here's the issue that the Golden State Warriors are about to run into. They suck, so they can't rest all of their guys on back-to-backs anymore. And because they can't afford to unless they're going to try to win a championship from the 7th seed. But all right, here we go. Jay Blaze, you missed the first 10 minutes, my guy, because I was stressing out about it. I don't know. All right, let's do this. Ghost, do you think Dinwiddie's playing or not? If you had to make a stand.
We ran into this last week. I forgot who it was with, but they ruled
Luka.
It was someone else with injury management, though, I thought. And I think that didn't Dinwiddie have the same thing where it says injury management for his?
No, it was Jamal Murray.
That's right.
And he ended up playing. And he
went off.
I think we all said he wasn't.
Yeah, he went off.
Scratch what I said. I don't know.
I don't know. TSC, what about you?
He's not gonna play.
Fuck you guys. He's playing. I'm playing him, Jay Blaze, so you should find another option. All right, Muhammad says Randall or Tatum as my MVP. Randall or Tatum? All right, let's answer that first. Randall or Tatum? It's got to be Tatum, right? I'm just refusing to play Randall over Tatum. I don't care.
I just can't ever pick Randall. But
yeah,
every time I look at a box score, it's like the first quarter, and he somehow has 10, 5, 5, and 2 stocks.
I mean,
what the hell?
He's projecting better than Tatum. I don't know. What about you guys?
Randall's rare card was the second card I picked up on Sorare. It was in an auction. I was so excited about it, and it's been just great for me this whole season. That being said, I think Tatum probably has the higher ceiling of 100 points if he just has one of those crazy games.
Yeah, God, okay. Melton and Burks or Sims and Michael Porter Jr. Good Lord. Jericho Sims, I can't wait for him to go for 50 just because I took him out. The Nuggets have 2 games. I guess I would go Michael Porter Jr. and Sims. I don't know. What about you guys?
How's Michael?
Can you put it back up?
Oh, yeah. Michael Porter Jr. and Sims or Melton and Burks. Michael Porter Jr. is going to cap at 27, a projection of 30.5, and I like that they got 2 games. Burks is projecting pretty well for the Pistons. They're in a good matchup. He's got a cap at 21, a projection of 29. Melton is the one that I don't really like. He's got a cap at 22 and a projection of 22.
I like Burks. Yeah, I don't like Melton as much. I think Burks is probably the best of those 4, though.
Yeah. All right.
I'd probably go the first one, too.
All right, let me go. What else we got? Kevin says, y'all recommend focusing on limited champ instead of contender if my best MVP is Laurie or PG. Luka's out, so I might have a chance. Oh, I get what you're saying. You don't have Luka, but because Luka is out, you might have a chance. I mean, Laurie is actually projecting really well this game week. I mean, you could take a shot at it. I think that's I don't know. I feel like I try to make a contender lineup. If I don't have like a Giannis, LeBron type, but I mean, whatever. He's projecting to get 50 points. That might get you there. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I always try to go for the highest rewards, and that's always in the champion. So I'm always trying to build the best lineup there.
There you go. There you go. All right, let me see. Van Fleet or Porzingis. That's a fun one. What was the Porzingis one we got earlier? I forget who it was with. I actually kind of feel like it was Van Fleet now I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I feel like Porzingis is going to have a big weekend, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm Porzingis.
I think that one's pretty close, though. I like both those plays.
Yeah. Vincent's asking, are starter packs an efficient way? So yeah, Sorare has this option to get a starter pack. I would say not in the current. I think it's cool that they exist, but not in the current mold. What I would recommend doing is just checking on the marketplace those individual, because you can see the moments that are in the starter pack. So I would look at the moments. The cards. Excuse me, the cards. I would look at the price of the cards in the marketplace and go from there. All right, a fucking man says, what do you think about DeRozan and Brown and Mobley and Wiggins and Morris as a FTP common player? What's that? What's FT?
Free to play.
F2P, excuse me. Free to play. Oh. Yeah, that's great, man. I like it. Also, great name. That Clipper guy says Ingram or Beal. All right, let's pull up Ingram. Ingram's going to cap. I like that, how low Ingram's cap is, by the way. He's
a value right now.
Yeah, and Beal also low cap. So this is pretty close. I don't know. What do TST, what's your lean here?
I'm going to lean Bradley Beal. Not that anyone cares, but in my year-long fantasy with my friends from uni, I had Bradley Beal, and I switched him to my bench after the first week. Kind of went off one game, so I'm sure he'll keep going off. So
I like that. All right, hey, let's do a quick reminder here and catch up. Actually, we're still gonna do some Q&As, but we're gonna pivot to a couple of things real quick. So first and foremost, we have 150 entrants and 164 watching. That means what are we 36 away? We can get to 36 more people. So like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat. Go share this with everyone you've ever met, exes, put it on Tinder, Hinge, Grinder, wherever you're at, getting it, wherever you are to get after it, go ahead and do that. Because let's get 200 so we can end the week with giving out a rare. Ghost, why don't you tell the people some of the stuff you're working on over at Lucky Trader. I know if you are in the Team Hold Discord, you saw the sweet article that was shared. I'm actually going to drop a link in the chat now, but why don't you tell the people some of the stuff you're working on?
Thank you. So I read a primer every Monday and Friday. Usually comes out around 1 p.m. Eastern. Goes over all the same stuff we kind of talk about here. A lot of value plays, a lot of injury notes, kind of the game week rewind of what I've saw in the previous week. And yeah, we have that available in the newsletter. So get that in your inbox. And then our Lucky Trader League filled up this week. So we're waiting to get more than 100, but I think that's a lot of Team Hold guys here. So welcome if you joined our league, and we gave away a Malachi Branham today to a lucky contestant there. So
there you go. Stuff. I also think we might be getting a lift on those caps soon. I'm also going to share Ghost's Twitter, so you can find both the link to the piece and his Twitter account. Go ahead and follow him. TST, what you been cooking up?
I got my game week preview, so I do it a little differently over there in that I get them out kind of early in the game week. So I try to get them out Tuesday or Wednesday, and then Saturday or Sunday for the slate that starts on Monday. So you get a little less of the injury ones that are popping, but you get a little more of a head start on the market for players that are projecting well, so that the prices haven't run up as much instead of buying it right before lock. I think I'm 10 subscribers away from 6,000 over there.
Yeah, so I just looked at that. You're 10 subscribers from 6,000. I just shared TST's Twitter into the chat and then dropped his YouTube as well. I tell you what, we're going to make it a second limited if we can get TST to 6K before we get out of here. So if you haven't subscribed to TST, go ahead and do that. We'll spin the wheel twice, make it a second limited. It'll only be one rare if we get to 200, but it'll be a Josh Christopher. So there's that. So that's all the stuff that we got going on. That Ghost over at Lucky Trader and TST we have going on. If this was your first time tuning in to this show, we do this Monday and Friday at 5:30 Eastern. We do a basketball show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. We have 2 episodes a week, one for each game week, called Value Hunting, where we just look at caps of 20 and below and go over all that stuff. I'm also started doing a little bit of writing too. So we're going to be doing a weekly. Most of it is going to be so rare related piece. So I did one today about how I'm attacking. Yesterday about how I'm attacking the trade deadline. So I'm going to drop that link into the chat too. Do me a favor and sign up for that. It's free, and it just, again, makes my heart feel good. And then real quick, I'm just going to run through the lineups that I'm working with so you can get a feel for what I'll be sweating. This is what, and I'm actually going to make a change to one of them right now. So I fill out my common lineups at the beginning of the day so that I don't have to do 14,000 fucking training lineups at 7 o'clock. So whatever. I don't really care about these. My common champion, I do care about. I wrote Embiid, Dame, Hartenstein, Josh Green, and Franz Wagner. But here we go. My limited contender, which I actually think I'm going to make an adjustment to, because I think I have Malachi Branham limited. But anyways, this is my squad right now. Knicks, Watford, Mark Williams, Van Fleet, and Porzingis. Which I thought that was kind of fun to fit both Van Fleet and Porzingis into the limited contender lineup.
I love that people were asking the question. You're like, no, we don't need this question. Just put both in there.
Yeah, just put both in. You playing both, baby. You playing both. Both for Knicks and Watford and Van Fleet and Porzingis. I'm like, I played all four. And then Mark Williams for the culture. Limited champ, like we were saying, LeBron, Ja, Knicks, Achua, Sabone, and then the rare contenders, Dinwiddie, Eubanks, Bates, Shop, Clark, Malachi Branham. And then my MVP was just all of my trash that was left over. So Capella, Delon Wright, Gabriel. We need to bring back the rare underdog. I'll hit a few more questions, but why don't you guys tell me who's your favorite squad that we're rocking today? If you guys want to, like, what contest it is and what you're most jacked about. Sorry, I sprung that on you guys.
Here. I like my rare champion this week. I'm going with Randall, Şengün, Eason, Nix, and Halliburton. So I'm stacking the Rockets a little bit. But I like the Randall, Halliburton, Şengün combo there.
I like that too. What about you, TST?
I think it's my limited champion. I got Jokic, Bates Diop, Banchero, DeJounte Murray, and Porzingis.
I like that too. More Porzingis. All right, let's get to a few more questions. Kenny Chu says, Dinwiddie and Aaron Wiggins or Mathurin and Nembhard? Nembhard takes a pretty big hit with Hallie back, right? I know he still plays, but I feel like his usage goes down a little bit, but still projecting okay. Same thing with Mathurin. I
don't like stacking those with him back.
Yeah, those guys kind of cannibalize each other.
Yeah.
So I swung big on Aaron Wiggins last week, and he was just absolutely atrocious. So that was a huge bust.
Classic OKC for you.
I know. OKC really is dart throws, but so Dinwiddie, yeah, this is tough. I would lean Dinwiddie and Wiggins just because if Dinwiddie does play this weekend, like 60 is in play. Like if he's as long as they don't lose by 50. Charles says my mouse arm is hurting. 25 training lineups later. Yeah, it is tilting. What's up, Alex in here? Look at Alex over in the streets. All right, he says CJ, Porzingis, or Ingram. That's a fun one. I feel like it's Porzingis or Ingram. Well, there's a big gap, though, in that, right?
That's huge cap difference, though.
Porzingis is 38. Ingram is 31. Maybe this must be your, like, last piece, and you're like, who's the best one of these? So CJ's 38. I think it's Porzingis, right?
Yeah, I would say Porzingis or Ingram. I think CJ's been slowing down a little bit with all these guys coming back in the lineup.
Mike says, I missed the whole live, man. Just give me your top 3 picks overall. And that's actually kind of fun, though. Top 3 overall. I don't know.
Are you just going to scroll at the top? LeBron James, Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid?
No, I think we're all agreeing. Like, if you have Dame Lillard, you got to get him into your lineup, right?
Yeah, I actually bought him for my limited champion. So I've got him, Brunson, Siakam, Bates Shop, and Eason as my 5 there.
I like it. I like that. Yeah. There you go. All of those are good. All of those ones are good. I hope that helped, Mike. I hope that helped. Did we hit TSC? Did you get to 6K?
Oh.
You get a check, bro. I actually lost the sub. So someone was pissed. Mike was pissed. Kudu says, what do you think of this contender? Eric Gordon, love it. Brandon Clark, love it. Tim Hardaway Jr., love it. Larry Nance makes me nervous. Gary Harris makes me nervous. That's pretty solid. 6K, baby. We're giving away 2 limited tiers. You love to see it. Shout out to people. That's huge, dude. Congrats.
We had some Houston news come in over the last couple of minutes. We got Jabari Smith is available to play. Eric Gordon is going to play Friday, but not Saturday, it looks like. And then Jayshawn Tate will play Friday, but not Saturday.
Has Jayshawn Tate been playing?
I don't think so.
I think
Interesting.
he's been limited minutes or something, or hasn't.
Well, so this is what I will say. I think because I think the initial reaction is to be like, oh man, that kind of hurts everybody. Listen, Knicks might not pop tonight, but if both Gordon and Tate are going to sit tomorrow, I think that is good. I like that they're not staggering them. I think that is good for Knicks. I think that's good for Eason, even though Jabari, like, I wonder if maybe they don't play Jabari both games. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know.
So do I play Jabari Smith Jr. or do I play Royce O'Neal?
Jabari.
I'd probably go Jabari.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had him originally, and then when he was questionable, I switched him to my lineup I didn't care about. So I think I'm switching him back.
Yeah, I think I would too. Lewis is
He's got
saying
2
go.
games too.
Yeah, I would. Wait, TJ Doc is right. Jayshawn Derulo Tate. That is true. It is Jayshawn Derulo.
Do you remember when the top is that from the Top Shop music, or do you remember that? There was like a song during a pack opening that literally sounded like they were saying like Jay Sean Tate in the chorus or whatever.
Oh, really? I've just been saying it every morning because I'm dumb. But Gobert and Capella or Burks and Turner. Gobert's actually, if Gobert is going to play, listen, Lewis, if you want to be freaky deaky, you want to get nervous, you want to be a little risk tolerant, I would go. Gobert and Capella has like massive ceiling.
Yeah,
you could truly get like 100 between those two. Like
Gobert has a nice cap right now.
Yeah. Eubanks or Mark Williams Eubanks or Mark Williams and okay. It's Eubanks. I don't know the second one. I don't know.
There's a lot of ors and verses.
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
sentence that don't seem to be in the right spots.
I think it's you got to pick either Eubanks or Mark Williams or Joe Harris or Tillman. So like one of the first two, one of the second two. I'll pull it up again. So Eubanks or Mark Williams, pick one.
Oh, okay. We
I think
switched
it's
ors and
Eubanks.
verses.
Yeah.
I think that one's pretty close. I'd probably go Eubanks, but I like both of them.
Yeah.
You got to go Eubanks, but you want to go Mark Williams.
Yes, that's true. That's what I'm going to play both. Or then Joe Harris or Tillman.
I'd probably go Tillman.
Yeah, Tillman's like trick or treats though, man. You just
Yes.
like you don't know. All right, here's a fun one. Jalen Williams for the OKC Thunder. Keegan Murray, who we haven't talked about Keegan Murray at all, but I do think Keegan Murray's in a decent matchup tonight. And then KJ Kenyon, I'm assuming that's KJ Martin. I feel like KJ Martin gets dinged a little bit with the news that we just got, even though, again, he probably has a decent run tomorrow. I don't know who. If you can only pick one, who are you taking there, TST?
KJ or Keegan? I might go KJ.
KJ? All right. What about you, Gus? I know you're in the Rockets fan club.
I do like that. He does take a ding, like you said. I'm not really sure what Keegan Murray's been up to. I guess I'm looking at it now. He's got 13, 37, 15, 30. So he's kind of hit or miss as well.
But no Fox, baby.
Yeah, that is true. I'd probably go with Keegan.
Yeah,
I don't like any of the Jalen Williams. I don't want to deal with OKC.
I know that is. I do like Jalen Williams. Like I'm assuming he means Jalen Williams the wing, not Jalen Williams the big. But it's hard to know who's going to pop outside of SGA or Giddey. Reese Davis says Kawhi or Harden, which is funny because you're like, oh, dude, that's Harden, no doubt. But Kawhi's been freaking balling lately, and he's got a cap of 40,
up to 49.
Excuse me. The one thing I will say, though, if we still don't have this Embiid news, right? And if Embiid sits, all of a sudden Harden's a monster.
I think with 2 games for Harden, too. You got 2 games for Harden versus 1 for Kawhi. I think that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that does make a huge difference. All right, we're hitting the hour mark, which means it's last call. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat. We're going to spin this thing twice. We got 2 limited contenders. I don't think we're going to hit 2 hundo. God, we're so close. Like every week, so close. Is there any rhyme or reason when the backup Pacers big men play Jalen Smith or Isaiah Jackson? No chops. That's why I got rid of all of them, because it's impossible to figure out. It's like a MVP version of what Oklahoma City does. It's impossible.
That Isaiah Jackson dunk was pretty awesome, though. Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
Putback that was just
a putback was nice.
Yeah, won't hit 200 with that attitude. Sorry, jump shoot. Let's see. While the last ones come in, I'm gonna go ahead and fix this right now. Let's see what we can do here. Right, I do have a Branham, or did I give that away? So what would you do here? Would you, if we put in Branham? I don't think I have anybody like higher. And then I could get to 11 or 10, but I think I want to play Watford and Knicks, right?
Yeah. What do you trying to get.
I was just saying I could move to Branham from Mark Williams, but maybe I just ride with Mark Williams instead. Just feels silly not to play Branham.
Yeah, what can you give Freddie to? You can't get him.
That's at nothing. I'm tapped
because they're in other lineups.
Yeah, but it's like LeBron. So I could get him to. I mean, I could get him to Ja.
I mean, it might be worth having the capability to put one of those guys in on the contender instead.
Wait, this is the contender. Wait, say that again.
Yeah.
Putting like Ja in the contender.
If you could get like Ja or like one of those top tier players in the contender, I feel like that always gives you a good shot because it's just like not that many people can fit them in.
Yeah. So if we go from Van Fleet to Ja, we leave like 4 on the table. I mean, you're right. That is pretty sick.
But that's in your champion. So then your champion, you're going down to Fred.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Let's do it. We'll just. Although I did love maybe I just buy another Ja. All right, here we go. So this would be LeBron, Fred, Sabonis, right? Here we go, Sabonis. And then who did we have in there? Knicks, I believe. And then that left us with 31. And I think I had Precious Achua there.
But now you could go to what?
No, I don't. I can go to Cam Johnson, who's already sitting. That's it. Yeah, and then I could like switch out Sabonis for Bam if I wanted to. What 46, right? That's what I'd have. Is there anybody over here for 46 that's like screaming, "You gotta play me
and buy me right now"?
John Morant. Steph Curry though. What's Steph Curry's price?
100 and something.
I feel like that's never accurate because it's like a average of the last couple of days. Oh, it's gonna show me Seth. I don't give a shit about Seth. No, is it Stephen? That's so stupid.
I think you talked about a couple of weeks ago how like we were all so excited about the auctions like early on, and now none of us do that. We just like buy right away.
Well, let me tell you, I'm back to auctions because I'm in the Premier League now, baby.
Oh.
Top Shot Tesla says need to adjust the target down slightly. Wait, to what? What did
for
I
the
miss?
rare? For the rare.
Oh, for the rare
giveaway.
Shout out Top Shot Tesla. Van Fleet is the king, 75 points. Yeah, whatever. We ride, dude. I wasn't paying attention to the chat too. Kyrie to the Lakers soon. Being a Lakers fan is so sad. I love that this is how bad your life is right now, where you're like, dude, you know what we should do? Let's get the anti-Semite guy who was just yelling, blow it up on a team that's already good.
Wait, is that like a positive statement or is that like I'm depressed? Kyrie to the Lakers soon.
No, he's jacked up. I saw him tweet. He tweeted out something. You lived through the Westbrook talk. Dude, Westbrook's good now. Westbrook's good.
Yeah, man. 6 men of the year.
All right, let's spin this thing for a giveaway. We are giving away 2 limited tier cards. 2 limited tier cards. Here we go. The first one, if you win, shoot me a DM at Mike Zakarian on Twitter or over in the Discord. Also, let me drop a link to the Discord if you haven't joined that yet. Who do we got here? Who's taking it home? We got
Rainmaker.
There we go. The Rainmaker 26. Let's go, baby. Let me try it. Let me drop the link into the Discord right now. So go join the Discord. All right. Rainmaker 26, shoot me a DM. We're going to spin this one more time because TST, our guy, hit 6,000 subs. Let's go. One more time. And then we get to all enter our training lineups in together and punch ourselves in the nuts like Dylan Brooks would want. Gabriel Arisian. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Gabriel. Congratulations. Thanks everybody for hanging out like this entire week. We had a lot of fun content. I hope this is your first time you come back and hang out. We really enjoy doing this. Just a reminder, we do it on Mondays and Fridays at 5:30, but also we do a bunch of other shit. So make sure you're following, subscribing, touching, and liking. Any last things we need to say before we get out of here? TST, what's your give me like your stupid take before we get out of here?
If the Raptors trade OG, this is a serious take, not a stupid take. If the Raptors trade OG, I want them to trade Freddie and Gary Trent Jr. as well.
Oh, there we go. Blow it up. What about you, Ghost? What do you got?
I hope that the Bulls trade everyone.
There we go. And I hope I win $1 million. All right, everybody, we're out of here.